is May 11th and I'm going to be doing another garden tour. I think I did one of these 3 weeks ago. A lot has changed since then. A lot of new growth on the plants, a lot of new fruit coming in. I've actually had a couple harvests, small harvests since then, of tomatoes and cucumbers, things like that. I'm going to show you the good and the bad, so let's get right into it. So I think I always start with this bed. There is a little bit of a change since last time. I used to have a tricolor sage plant here in the center. I ended up moving it over to this bed. It was doing just fine here, but I decided to make this more of a tomato bed. I actually planted 2 indeterminate Romas that are very heat tolerant, should do good through our summer weather, and should get kind of like a end of summer crop out of those, or at least fingers crossed they're as heat tolerant as depicted in reviews and such. This is my cucumber plant. I had originally planted 3 cucumber plants here, I think. As you can see, there's like a smaller one down here that's just not thriving. This one plant has been doing really well, but it seems to be like taking away from the others, which is unusual for cucumbers. They tend to do really well next to each other, but actually one of the smaller plants ended up just dying one day on one of our like hotter days, and it was really strange. Like, I watered it, but it never came back up. But this one's just been spitting out tons of like slicer type cucumbers. It's doing amazing. I have gotten already a lot off of it. These are my pepper plants here. This one, I feel like it is just very like a stubby plant, and I've tried to like pinch off flowers for a long time. I've actually even taken fruit off of this plant to see if it would grow any taller, but it's not. And now it has 3 little baby bell peppers on it, so I'm just gonna leave it and let it do what it does. My banana pepper plant has given me some nice banana peppers. This little jalapeno plant over here is still doing well. I've taken some jalapenos off. This is a crackerjack marigold, and it's about to bloom. I actually did not know what kind of marigold it was until recently. More bell peppers. This is another plant that I like pruned to death to see if it would grow any taller, and also pinched flowers off to death. And it's just, you know, I don't really know much about peppers. I spent a lot of my researching on tomato plants and not peppers, so now I feel like I need to direct my attention more to the peppers. Here's some more cucumbers. This is a jungle of cucumbers. Got lemon cucumbers in here. Here's one. See, these are doing great, and I think this is 5 plants next to each other, so I don't know. Here's my potted plant, my potted tomato, my Cherokee purple. It's got a fruit on it. I think it has another 2 coming in. This plant keeps getting really stressed out in this grow bag, and it's because I just put regular like garden soil in here. This is not potting soil, which, I mean, it's too late now, and I honestly, I'll just water it more. It'll be okay. Here we have this little dwarf tomato plant, and I honestly don't know why it has the yellowing leaves. It seems like the plant might be a little stressed out. I'm not overwatering it. I actually haven't watered it in like over a week, so I don't really know why it's turning yellow. My pineapple sage is blooming. It does have some yellowing leaves too. I barely ever water this thing because sage can tolerate being really dried out. It likes drying out. I don't know where the yellow leaves are from. Again, I think some of the heat wave that we got a week ago stressed some of the plants out, and that might be what I'm seeing. Here's another homestead tomato plant. It is loaded with blooms. I'm so excited for it to produce. This one was my first determinate plant, and I pruned it a little too much. I have gotten at least 10 fruit off of this little plant, but it's not gonna be as prolific as this one, which is, you know, the same exact plant, but I haven't pruned it much at all except for at the bottom down here. Here's my Indian stripe tomatoes. More tomatoes coming in. Tomatoes. I love them. I harvested a couple off of these plants, but now they're really putting on blooms. Their first crop of tomatoes wasn't really much, and some people actually like to pinch off the first blooms for that reason, but I didn't, because you just never know, being in such a hot zone, when they're going to start dropping their flowers. So I just let them do whatever they want. But yeah, I should get a lot more in this second round, unlike the first round. So take a look at this Malabar spinach. I don't know if you can see like the red little like tendrils going all the way up. That is over 5 feet tall up. Like, that's crazy. Once the leaves come in fuller, this is just gonna be gorgeous. Oh, my camera doesn't want to zoom or focus. But yeah, we actually ate some of the Malabar spinach, and I have to say, I might even like it a little more than spinach for cooking purposes. Fresh eating, I'm not a fan, but it is really delicious in soups and things like that. It actually stays maybe a little bit more hearty than regular spinach. Here's my black-eyed Susan vine. It's growing. We have a lot of zucchini in here. There's one. I pollinated this one this morning. There's 2 more over here. I actually haven't gotten any zucchini off of these. I've just been eating my yellow squash plant, which is over in a pot away from the garden. And that one hasn't been looking too well. It has powdery mildew, so I might just rip it out at this point. Look at this monster zucchini in here. You see the girth on this one? Look. That's massive. Over here we have my melons growing up this trellis. This is probably one of those slower growing melon plants that I have. And when I say melon, I mean cantaloupe. It's a cantaloupe. I only have cantaloupes and watermelons. Here's my bean bed. It's still right in the struggle bus. I don't know what it is with me and beans, or it could just be this bed and beans, but they just are not very happy with this, whatever's going on here. But I do actually have my first little green bean coming in. I'm pretty excited about that. Gotten some okra off of this plant already. Just coming in very slowly, because it's one plant, so we're getting like one okra at a time. I have another seedling I'm meaning to plant over in that bed, but I just haven't gotten around to it yet. Here's another wall of cucumbers that I have. They're doing really well. And again, this is like 5 cucumbers or something like that. Here's some more stressed out potted tomato plants. But this one's bearing some fruit. This one is too. This is a Matt's Crazy Cherry. It's got a lot of little cherry tomatoes on it. This Brandywine tomato plant did not want to give me any fruit. But now, look what we have coming in. A beautiful little tomato. There's actually 2, and I'm so excited. My green zebra tomato plant is looking lovely, tall. Lots of more little baby tomatoes, little baby tomatoes, little baby tomatoes. We've eaten a lot of sun gold tomatoes. Here's one actually. I'll probably let my daughter eat that one. She loves sun gold tomatoes. This is my watermelon plant. I think we might have a little baby. I can't really tell if this has been pollinated or not. I've never grown watermelon. It does have a little blemish on it, but it'll be okay. Like maybe something tried to take a bite out of it. We'll see if it gets any bigger. I know for sure I have some baby cantaloupes right here. I'm super excited about these. This is also, like, all my cantaloupes are, I mean, they're not really filling out the trellis as fast as I thought they would, but it's still, like, to me, I still think it's beautiful, and they will thrive in the summer because they really do like the heat, and they will fill this up for sure by then. But yeah, I do really love how these like are trailing into the walkway. I think that's so pretty. I think my favorite looking pepper plants that I have are these lemon drop pepper plants. They are so beautiful. Look at them. And they have, both of them have tons of peppers on them. I think this little plant has at least 15 I counted. I have some poblano peppers coming in on this plant. There's my smaller lemon drop plant, but it's still so pretty to me. I think it's really gorgeous. Another bell pepper plant. All my bell pepper plants just look like they're struggling. I don't know. I'll have to, again, do more research and figure out what the deal is or what I'm doing wrong. I planted some zinnias here, some white zinnias I got from Baker Creek. Those should be really pretty in the summertime. That's pretty much all there is to note that's going on here. I am putting in some, plans for fall and summer garden at this point, especially summer being just right around the corner. Looking at planting more okra, maybe some cowpeas, things like that. And also, I started my fall tomatoes, so I relatively early, but I'm excited about those. And I should be having a potato harvest soon as well. So that's pretty much everything that's going on, and I will definitely be checking back in with you guys in another maybe 3 to 4 weeks. Y'all stay happy, stay gardening.